University of Mumbai. We also welcome our Director of MPSTME and MMS Shirpur, Sir Dr. Ram Gaur. We are excited to learn from their experiences and hear their ideas on global education journey. Thank you, Ms. Joshi and Arak, for joining and being here with us today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very insightful. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, thank you, Vriddhi and Pratham, for your cheerful and respectful words. We both are also very excited to deliver this info session. This is going to be very informative. And of course, this is a fireside chat, I got to know later. So yes. So the most of the time will be also reserved for the Q&A from student side. So I also expect very interactive session, and let the questions pour in, and we are there to answer those.
Okay. So, ma'am, also the first question we would like to start with: how are you feeling on this wonderful Saturday morning?
How are you
feeling on this wonderful Saturday
Oh,
morning?
great. Actually, actually, it is a holiday, and I mean, in a German system, I mean, if you take away a weekend, it is it is little this. But I'm personally very happy because we have to make it. I mean, if students are needed, and we are there to support students, we work as a support system. So indeed, I mean, the way you said, it is a cheerful Saturday for me also, to get to interact with really good students from NMMS Shirpur. And the excitement level of you guys, that actually boosts my excitement also.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, our team got to know that you have prepared a presentation for our students.
Yes.
So, ma'am, we can start with the presentation. Presentation first, if you are comfortable.
Yes. Why not? Yeah. So I'll just share my screen. And to save the bandwidth and later on technical issues, because it's raining in Pune, so I'll just stop my video. But nonetheless, I mean, just let me know whether my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great. I'm just. Yes. So today we have gathered for an informative session about study in Germany. But before we start, I would like to inform you about who we are and what we do. We are German Academic Exchange Service. In German, it is called as DAAD, fondly known in India as DAAD. And DAD stands for Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst. And we are the largest funding organization in the world which is supported by government. Primarily, we are supported by Ministry of Education and Research and Federal Foreign Ministry. So in a way, we are a government supported organization. So we do not work as a private consultant who will produce and process all sorts of documents for you, but we work as a support system. Whenever you need our help, we are there to support you. And we operate with 6 offices as far as our region is concerned, and German Center for Research and Innovation, that is DWIH. And we at Information Point Pune, we are the contact point for you. And our regional office, of course, is in New Delhi, and we have other information points in Bangalore, Chennai, Dhaka, and Colombo. So here are some reasons we have actually gathered why Germany. The trend of Indian students opting for Germany as their higher education destination is increasing, and many more Indian students are going to Germany. The slide I will show later as well. There is a nice blend of theory and practice and research and training. Every German university has industrial cluster, excellent industrial connections, and also technical universities and universities up to a certain extent. Of course, applied science universities, they go with research as well. Germany has a world-class research infrastructure. So it is very good. I mean, the way you choose, shortlist your university, either with hands-on industry experience or related to research. Germany provides both. It is excellent for your professional growth, Germany being the strongest economy. And of course, sky's the limit. You can move out of Europe, you can move to other Schengen countries, you can return to India, because German degree is recognized worldwide. It is certainly safe and economical. Safety also, Abhaya can also vouch that, especially with, Yes. Yes.
Are you people also hearing echo? Vridhi?
No.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah. And there's a wide range of courses available. There are interdisciplinary courses available, and mainly there are many English taught programs available as far as masters and PhD in Germany is concerned. So this is the number of international students. More than 16% is the number of international students. Of course, majority of it's come from India and China. And I'm very happy to say that we Indians now have surpassed the Chinese number, and we are the largest international students community in Germany. The recent numbers are more than 42,000 Indian students studying in Germany at various level. So don't worry about it. Many Indians you will find now, it is no more so-called foreign country where I mean, when I went to Germany back in 2002, it was hardly I used to see any Indian or any South Asian over there. But now the scene has totally changed, and the number speaks all about it. So these are basically, let us understand the education system in Germany, because it is very important to know the education system and to shortlist the right type of university for you. There are more than 400 universities in Germany, and these are categorized in these three: technical universities and universities. This is an applied science universities, that is Fachhochschule, FH. And there are different separate colleges for art, music, and rather performing arts related subject. So let us understand the difference between technical universities and universities. This is a very important factor while shortlisting the universities. So this is, you can consider as the first factor while doing so. TUs and universities have fundamental focus, I mean, research oriented universities. So those who are interested into doing PhD after their masters, or in industry also R&D related jobs, then TUs and universities is a good choice for them. Of course, research based final thesis you write, and wide range of subjects are available, and degrees are awarded bachelor, masters, and PhD. On the other hand, universities of applied sciences, these are praxis-oriented universities. That means hands-on industry experience, that to practical experience with industries. So those who are not interested into fundamental research, but more interested into praxis-oriented courses, then universities of applied sciences is a good choice for them. Of course, praxis-oriented final thesis you write, and engineering management, these are the main subjects are taught in applied science universities, and applied science universities cannot award PhD degree. So those who are interested in PhD, they know now they can offer to use in universities. Of course, if later on you think that after doing a master's from an applied science university, now I'm interested in pursuing PhD, of course you can do so, but ultimately you have to contact technical universities or universities for the same. Since our education system is not so, I mean, it is sometimes, it is sometimes difficult for us to to choose between the right type of universities, because when we say TUs and universities, these are research oriented universities, and applied science universities, these are application oriented universities. Students tend to have that mindset that only TUs and universities are the best ones and not applied science universities. These are the mediocre ones. It's not so. Applied science universities are also equally competitive. The focus of the university, the way they train you, it changes in these type of universities. So let us understand what should we do about master studies. But before I start, anyone can answer this question. I mean, you can just unmute yourself. How many FIFA World Cups has Germany won? Any answers from student side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People are Googling or what?
Ma'am, I guess student can answer in the
Yes.
chat box.
Okay. So just you can just let me know, because
Yes.
I'm not opening right now the chat box. Yes. Yeah. So have students answered, or should I move?
Ma'am, I guess we are getting the response.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, 4. 4 World Cups. Yes, that's the right answer. Good. So international programs basically is these are English taught programs. I mean, there are fully English or 100% English taught programs at various levels. I mean, at master's and PhD level as well. And every university has an international office. They do intensive counseling about their own university, about their own courses, and so on and so forth. So where do I find the right course for me? This is the website myguide.de. This is our own tool with the help of which you can shortlist the universities. You can also take a screenshot of this. What you can do, you can just sign up on the portal and you can do these 3 things. You can of course compare the requirements of the universities. You can search the courses and you can contact the institution. Every German university is autonomous, and that is why it has its own rules, regulations, criteria, and so on and so forth. So we always recommend students to get in touch with the universities directly for any university specific or course specific query. And this can be done through DAAD's My Guide portal. And universities also get to know in that case that this has been sent to DAAD's My Guide portal to get you the pinpointed answer from the university side. Just one quick tip to write to the university. Whenever you are having queries related to your course or related to the university, make it a point that you number your queries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have following queries. If you write it randomly that I would like to know about master studies in Germany, then they send you a link. It's a general link. But if you have specific queries, just number them. It is easier for the opposite person to answer your queries. So this is the application schedule. This is the ideal one for winter semester. So those who are targeting next winter intake, that means 2024 winter intake, this is the right time to shortlist the universities. Now, till November, December, you gather the information. Gathering information means writing your queries to the university, get them answered, read the course content thoroughly, see what are the permutation and combinations of the subjects you can take, what are the compulsory subjects, what are the electives, and so on and so forth. See the industrial clusters of the university. If you're interested in research, then what kind of research is going on at the universities, and so on and so forth. So this information you can gather, and accordingly you can shortlist the universities by November, December this year. And you start gathering the documents by January. I'll show you the slide of documents as well. Next, February till July is the application window. So you apply between that window. Of course, every university has a different deadline. And once you get the approval from the university side, you start to find the housing or accommodation. And you apply for the visa by June, usually June, July, and September end or October first week, you fly to Germany, you reach your university. So these are the application documents as far as master studies in Germany is concerned. You can take a screenshot. University application form, of course, school and college mark sheets and transcripts. In this case here, it is 12th standard certificate and your bachelor's transcript. Individualized letter of motivation, SOP. It is really an important document when while applying to the German universities. Curriculum vitae, CV. Then 2 recommendation letters you can take from your professors. IELTS or TOEFL, either of the exam. There is no preferred exam as such. So if you're opting for TOEFL, then 98 to 100 and IELTS 6.5 band minimum. Certificates of your co-curricular activities. That means those who are engineers over here, then they can simply write if they have any presented any papers, or other students also any conferences, tech fest, seminars, and internships, and so on and so forth. Internships are not considered as professional work experience. GRE, GMAT, GATE, and German language proficiency if applicable. Not every German university will ask you for it. A very, very few universities could ask for, and there you have to produce these certificates as well. So if you're opting for bilingual program, that means English and German taught program, then you need at least B2 level of language proficiency. Otherwise, test DAF or DSH. These are the German language proficiency examinations. Scores can be submitted to the universities as and when and if required. Of course, you need to, need attested documents. Universities sometimes ask you to for attested copies. So you can straight away notarize the documents. Otherwise, you can take as attestation from the issuing institutions. For example, NMIMS, the authorities can also attest your documents if you are getting transcripts or any other document if you want to get attested. Few universities would demand German embassies or consulate to attest that documents. So the information is available on the German consulate and embassies website about that attestation service. So there are two ways of doing applications to the German universities. One way is directly to the university, and other way is through Uni Assist. So every university mentions clearly on the portal whether that university wants direct application or via Uni Assist. Wherever universities write that applications to be sent to, and then they have their own portal, that is means that is directly to the universities. And sometimes they write care of, then Uni Assist, then it has to be via Uni Assist. So Uni Assist is a central agency, forwards your applications to the university. They do not have any office outside Germany, and you have to apply to Uni Assist. First sign up on the portal, then upload all the documents and send only one paper-based application set to Uni Assist. That means if you are applying to 4 universities through Uni Assist, you're supposed to send only one set of documents, which are common documents. Then Uni Assist will do the needful. And of course, SOP CV you customize. So you can put those extra copies as per the university and application form. But otherwise, rest of the documents, these are common documents, only one set of documents is required. And more information, of course, I'll show you the website of the Uni Assist as well, also in later slides. APS India, it is an important procedure where German government has introduced. So it's a part of science section of the German Embassy, New Delhi. APS is Academic Evaluation Center, that is Akademische Prüfstelle. And we are the 3rd country to get this implemented. First, it got implemented in China, then Vietnam, and then we are the 3rd country in a row where this APS system or APS certificate is a must. So those students who wish to go for bachelor's and master's to Germany, and on Indian prerequisites, Indian qualifications, they need to verify their documents and assess the applicant's eligibility through Team APS India. So it is a must, aps-india.de, and you need to have an APS certificate. There are different checklists available on APS India website, and currently they are charging 18,000 rupees to do this process. So if you have all the documents ready, then start this process right now. Those who are willing to go for PhD, it is not applicable for them, but those who are willing to go for masters in Germany and bachelors, it is applicable to these students. So Germany is safe and economical. Why Germany? We saw that slide now. So there are still 0 tuition fee programs available or low tuition fee programs available. In the state of Baden-Württemberg in southern Germany, German universities, even public universities in that particular state, do charge tuition fees at least 1,500 euros per semester. It depends again if you are opting for management related courses or MBA or super specialized technical courses, then the fees can be between 5,000 to 7,000 euros also per semester. Irrespective of you pay tuition fee or not, you have to pay semester contribution. That is towards administrative charges, and many facilities like cultural center or sports center or specifically your semester ticket is provided into that. Of course, every university will mention what is the semester contribution one needs to pay. So these are the current living expenses, 934 euros a month. That includes practically everything: food, accommodation, then your study material, local transport, health insurance, internet, SIM card, and so on and so forth. Everything is included in that, and that amount into 12. So it has to be shown in the form of a blocked account. So another quick quiz. You must have seen these Haribos, na? These are gummy bear. So do you know the acronym? the full form of Haribo. Those who know, they can just write in the chat box. Haribo. It is a very, very famous gummy bear. This company basically, they actually produced bear type gummies. They are the inventors, so to say. So it's very famous in Germany. In other Western countries also you get Haribo.
Yes, ma'am. We all have
Yes,
seen.
yes, yes. So do you know the, has anyone replied in the chat?
I guess no one has yet replied, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I mean, I'll keep the excitement and I'll answer this question later. So
No
as I
issues, ma'am.
said, 934 euros into 12, it is 11,208 current amount is there. That is to be shown in the form of a blocked account. So blocked account is an account where you freeze or block your 1 year's living expenses. And this is the only financial proof considered by the German embassy or German consulate. Of course, you can earn some pocket money, 120 full days or 240 half days per year on student's visa. That's a legal limit. And you can do any type of job. You can assist a professor administratively. You can work in library, or you can work in international office. You can work in any company, restaurant, whatnot. No? So, and here your German language proficiency will play an important role to get you the job. Of course, what are the career prospects if you're investing money, and you should get return also now? So you can, there are various ways. I mean, those you can take up an employment, because you can stay back in Germany for 1.5 years to search for a qualified employment. Of course, those who are interested in PhD, they can straight away start with a PhD. You can be an independent professional. And of course, as I mentioned previously, also you can work in another EU country. You can move out of Europe. You can return to India. In Pune, there are more than 300 German companies are there. So we in Maharashtra, we have really good base of German companies, and they really look for students who have been trained in their system. No? So you can consider that option as well. So these are some important links as far as master studies in Germany is concerned. So you can just take a look or take a screenshot straight away. So this was about master studies in Germany, and those now who are interested in PhD in Germany, let us see how are the opportunities. So German research landscape, this is how it looks like. These are 3 pillars of the German research landscape: universities, research institutions, and industrial research. Every second or third German industry is into research. So research institutions, maybe there are non-university research organizations, there are state organizations who are doing research, and of course universities are also there. So non-university research organizations, there are many more, but we have mentioned here big 4s. So the structure of these research institutions is that they are always affiliated to a university in Germany. And they have their own research training groups or labs or research institutions. And you can be a part of that research institution. You can do the research, you can have a guide from that particular institution, and you can use the research facilities, and the degree will be provided by the affiliated universities. And these 4 institutions, these are big 4s, and they have different focus. For example, Max Planck Society, they're into fundamental research, and Fraunhofer Society, they are into applied research. And Fraunhofer, I mean, you need to see what is your research area interest, and accordingly you can apply to any of these research institutions, and they have their own funding possibility as well, so you can get in touch with them individually. Yes, so do you know that at which German research institution was MP3 format invented? Yes, Vriddhi is smiling, so I guess she knows that. You're not audible, Vriddhi. No. Somebody has raised hand. Yes, Pratham.
Ma'am, I guess some of the students are raising hand.
Yes.
We'll
If you could
let them
unmute
know.
them, I don't know if you can.
Yes, ma'am. We have the
Yes.
permission.
Yes.
We'll ask them to unmute.
Yes. The clue is in previous slide. Yes. So any answers? Or you can type straight away in the chat box, dear students.
Yes, ma'am, that would be more convenient.
Yes, yes. And I'll just move on and then you can just let me know. You can interrupt me. That's not an issue.
Sure, ma'am.
So these are the two ways of doing PhD in Germany, individual and structured. So individual PhD means you identify the research topic, you contact the potential supervisor on your own, and then you get acceptance letter if he or she accepts you, and then you apply for visa and go to Germany and start your PhD. On the other hand, structured PhD means you look for the positions. There are structured PhD programs, the way we have structured master programs, and these are announced by the universities and they have different positions over there. And then you apply to the university, you get admission letter in hands, and then you apply for the visa and go to Germany and start your PhD. So in structured PhD, usually coursework is compulsory, but under if you're working as an individual doctoral student, then coursework is not compulsory. There is a formal admission process in place in case of structured PhD, but marginal formalization is involved in individual PhD. So here are different databases to find a host or a position. Of course, references work much better. Of course, if your institution, if your professors have direct contacts in German institutions, then and they can give you some references. Otherwise, PhD in Germany is the database where you can find open PhD positions. Research in Germany website, it is basically the overview of research in Germany, research landscape, infrastructure, statistics, and under download section, there are interesting booklets, digital booklets available. For example, in research in environmental science. So where the research takes place throughout Germany in the field of environmental science, for example. So under downloads or publication section, you will find such interesting booklets, digital booklets, and funding options available, German foundations and whatnot. So for researchers, it is the world, so to say, and on one website. Gerrit.org, that is the directory of German research institutions. And if you do not find any references in Germany, but you can find those over here, you can do subject specific search and they will present a list. And then by clicking on every institution's individual website, you will see the profiles of the professors and then you can contact them. DAAD.de/international-programs. This is the database of structured PhD programs, and you access across the Europe what is the research, a research scenario and so on and so forth. It is available on your access. So these are the application documents for PhD in Germany. Research proposal, it is extremely important. Mark sheets and transcripts in that bachelor's and master's. Individualized letter of motivation, letters of recommendation, and IELTS or TOEFL if applicable. Again, the same score will be required, 6.5 for IELTS and TOEFL 98 to 100. So these are the quick steps at a glance. Check the eligibility and requirements, shortlist the program or guide, and prepare your proposal and documents, apply to a university or a guide, and then search for the funding options. Because in Germany, basically, if you get a PhD position, it does not mean that it is funded. You have to apply for the funding part extra. Herewith, I would like to make you aware of the education consultants. So German universities typically do not operate through consultants, especially public universities we are talking about. So you always have to get in touch with the universities for their own subject specific or course specific or university specific institutions. And believe me, if you do a bit of homework and put a bit of efforts and you do follow the instructions given by the university, the process is smooth, and I'm sure Abhaya can vouch for it. Abhaya will also share her experience, her journey also later. So where can you apply for visa for Germany? Here we have marked different jurisdictions with different colors. So where you hail from and where your passport, the address, then you can apply to these jurisdictions in Germany. India.diplo.de is the website. So this was about masters and PhD in Germany. Let us see what are our scholarships, especially for students. So this is the summer courses in, yes. Yes, Vriddhi, you're not audible. You're not audible at all.
You asked which university has invented MP3.
Yes.
She has said that Fraunhofer University has invented.
Yes, Fraunhofer Gesellschaft. It is a non-university research organization. It is not a university. So Fraunhofer Gesellschaft invented the MP3 format. Yes, it is correct. Yeah, thank you. So those who are learning German and have at least B2 level of proficiency, they can apply for this university summer courses. On 15th of September, we'll be announcing the scholarship. So you can keep an eye on our website. And 1 month maximum you can be in Germany, and this is the amount and additional allowances. That means airfare, you will be getting a lump sum airfare, and also insurance, health insurance is also given by the DAAD. So for more information, you can directly contact us, because portal is yet to open, but you can prepare accordingly. You can shortlist the universities, shortlist the summer courses on DAAD.de website. So study visit for to Germany for a group of foreign students. So group of students can visit, of course, accompanied by faculty. They can apply to for this scholarship to visit German universities, and faculty has to apply for this. And you have to have an invitation letter from a host in Germany, and your clear program. What are you going to do, and where are you going to visit, and what is the motivation behind it, and so on and so forth. So this was about the students who are undergrad students, so to say, or graduates, but these specifically for graduates, that means those who are willing to go for master studies in Germany. Though DAAD has very limited scholarship now means present at master's level. So PPGG, that is the public policy and good governance related subjects. And this is whatever the DAAD scholarships are, these are usually fully funded scholarships. That means monthly stipend you get, plus you get health insurance, and one-time airfare is also covered by the DAAD. And there are, you will find the list of universities offering these courses, and to those courses, the same scholarship is applicable. And it is also very interesting scholarship, development related postgraduate courses in Germany. Again, this is really specific to for specific courses at specific universities. And we need to apply to this scholarship at least 2 years of relevant professional experience. This scholarship, the subjects are like small enterprise promotion, development economics, renewable energy, public health, environmental science, then structure engineering, and so on and so forth. So you can take a look, and then if you have that kind of an interest, then you can apply to this particular scholarship. And those who are students of architecture or civil engineering students, or interested in urban planning, management, landscape, and so on and so forth, for them this is the scholarship. And it is specifically for the field of architecture. And you can apply. The most important thing what we want is your portfolio. Now, yes, this is the important thing what we want from your side. It's very, very competitive because it is offered worldwide, wherever usually our offices are there. So it is a very competitive scholarship. You can, of course, get in touch with us for more information. And those who are from visual communication, design, or performing arts related subject, then we have a scholarship to pursue master studies or a complementary course at any state or state recognized higher education institutions. Now, funding for PhD scholars. This is a doctoral programs in Germany. The deadline is closing by 15th of October or 20th of October this year. Every year it is the same usually deadline. Mid October we close our portal. So if you have an admission letter from the university or an acceptance letter from a professor, then you can certainly apply to this particular scholarship. 1200 euros is a stipend, one-time airfare, and the health insurance for the whole period is covered from the DAD side. So portal is open. So those who want to apply, they can apply right now. And this is binationally supervised doctoral programs. That means those who have registered already in India as a PhD scholar, or for example, at NMIMS, those who have already registered PhD scholars, and they have an acceptance letter from a host, so they can do a part of their research under the joint supervision of German and Indian professors in Germany up to 2 years. At a stretch, you have to plan, not you can plan in the segments. So again, our scholarship is fully funded and deadline is mid-October. German Space Agency and DAD has this scholarship offer. So those who are interested in space, aeronautics, energy and transportation related research, they can apply to this particular scholarship. And this is for PhD students, postdocs, junior researchers and senior researchers. Of course, funding varies as per your academic level. And these are DLR institutions, and there are PhD positions or research positions open. So you can take a look, dlr.de/DLR. And research stays for academics and scientists. So those who are on the, they are registered on as employees at any Indian state university or state recognized universities, postdocs, junior researchers and senior researchers. So they can apply to this particular scholarship of the DAD for a short term research stay. Of course, we need a letter from a host. And bilateral exchange of academics, that is WAP. So this year we have funded around 68 PPP or bilateral projects. So faculty has to apply for this. If you have a collaboration in Germany and you want to arrange some study visits and research for research and so on and so forth, then you can apply to this particular fellowship or this particular funding. So we as DAD, we do not have our own research labs or research units, but we are into mainly we are into mobility funding. So if you are interested in such kind of, if you have all the connections and just you're seeking mobility funding, then you can definitely contact us. Of course, you can stay connected with our newsletter. We are present on every social media channel as well. So you can like, share and subscribe. And these are our contact details. We three take care of the information point in Pune, myself, Dhanashri, Devdar, my colleague, and of course, Sai, also our colleague. So you can always get in touch with us. So that's it from my side, and thanks a lot for your patience. Over to you, Vriddhi or Pratham.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The presentation was in depth, and we got to know about various different points, and it was all about the process of how to get into it, the details about what to apply, where to apply. Yeah, you're on mute, ma'am. You're on
yes
mute.
Yes, it is very informative,
yes,
and
so,
that is why
yeah.
I told students to take a screenshot of the slides straight away.
I took. Trust me, I took. Like I got to know about the process. We got to know about the process, like what universities to apply, where to apply, and what is the process. So now that we should start with the questionnaire, the first question I would like to ask is, can you provide an overview of the current trends and challenges in international education, wherever it is, like it's Germany, it's the European countries or other countries, other third world countries. So in terms of rules and regulation, what trends and challenges a student faces for different countries, if not just different countries, for Germany?
I can talk about Germany. I would not call it as a, I mean, currently the challenge, but it is an extra process involved as an APS, especially for international, for our students. So you apply well in advance and you will get the APS certificate as well. And to understand the thing that if you're targeting Germany as your study destination, then you can, I mean, you need to know that, of course, for study purpose, you don't need German, but for your communication purpose, you definitely need German. And if you wish to later on work in Germany, then B2 level of German is extremely important. So start learning German language. And the trend is currently, I mean, students wish to apply for STEM related subjects. No? So that is, the scope is really good. And the challenge what students face, that again, that there is nothing ready made you get, because as I mentioned, German universities do not work with consultants, so you really have to put in efforts and get in touch with the universities, and so on and so forth. But Indian students, believe me, so our students are intelligent, and our students can, I mean, they do take that they do that homework. So Abhaya, if you would want to add about your journey, how was it, the application for you?
Yes, personally, I think that Girija ma'am has actually told the very truth that it does not work with any consultants, as for sure. So I personally did all the application by myself, and believe me, when I was in the second year of my engineering, I started learning German language. And so, if you start early on, by the end of your engineering or by the end of your graduation, you are able to complete a very high level of language, and that actually helps a lot. So even if your university is not asking for that much level of experience, you really need to have that. So there are no as such obstacles or something, but these are the things that are as challenges need to be accepted.
Yes, and we are there to help you always, to support you.
Well, I mean, of course, the language barrier which you guys are talking about, which ma'am. So, if I have to be very honest, I have tried learning German from Duolingo, if you know the app. Uh, you know the app. So I felt like, okay, it's a process, because learning a language overall again is a process that's hard. It's actually,
Yes.
it was hard for me. So I learned the basic words like how to order a coffee or how to greet someone. It's just like how a tourist would do,
Yes.
not a
Yes.
student.
Yes.
So language is definitely a barrier. So like, is it the consistency to learn the language which makes you proficient in the language, or some other things? Because as Abhaya said, we have to start early on, so that in the end of engineering we will be very proficient, or not proficient, uh, qualifying the B2 level of language for Germany. So do you have any tips that students can go, like the current
Yes.
students which are joining us, like
Yes.
what particular, if not just tip, just two advices when a person is starting a new language? Especially me, I'm starting a new language.
Yes.
So
Yes. First of all, you can start early, as Abhaya mentioned. It helps, and starting early, it is one part, but be consistent enough in learning the language, because language is the thing you tend to forget, and then you again have to start. So be consistent in learning language. Practice it 10 to 15 minutes every day, or read something. It doesn't have to be any theorems or any technical things, but just small little things. I mean, you can read some some comics or some stories, short stories or something like that, and then you can listen to audios as well to develop your accent. And so this consistency is important, otherwise you will tend to you tend to forget. Yes, Abhaya, you would like to add?
Yes, as I think Vriddhi mentioned that learning through Duolingo is one thing, and having a particular course wherein you can learn the proper language is also important. I mean, of course, consistency is important, but you should also consider through what channel you are learning. I think I would really recommend you to maybe join a class or maybe complete a diploma from a
Yes.
university or something that actually helps you and gives you a proper process in learning a language.
Yes, you can
yeah,
contact
so
Goethe Institute, that is Maximilla Bhavan, or
sure
you can
thing.
contact any state university as well.
Yes. So, ma'am, Abhya, ma'am, I've seen in your, like, brief which you talked about. I've seen that there was you have done diploma in German studies from, right. So that helped for your proficiency in the language.
Yes, absolutely, it has helped me, but it is not a thing that I completed it from university and I was proficient enough. I
Yeah.
started taking baby steps. I was completing a course, local classes, and then after when I mean, it was not my aim to complete C1 level in German as soon as I started. I only wanted to complete A2 so I can get through in a university. But believe me, once you start, you actually get interested more into that, and maybe you can just start with a simple course. And then after, if you are interested more enough, you can just go with the university, and there are many universities in India as well. And especially post COVID, they are offering online classes as well, so that is also maybe helpful for students in your university as well to get through that.
Okay, ma'am. So, shall we move on?
Yes.
I've kept the domain for the language only now. So, okay. So, as you mentioned, SOP, SOP is very important tool.
Yes. Yes.
So, what point should one keep in mind while writing SOP, and what an authority person would like to see in that SOP certificate?
Yes. Yes. Very good question, Vriddhi. SOP, it is statement of purpose or your motivation letter. It is a very personalized letter with the help of which you convince the selection committee why they should consider you as a potential student of their university. First of all, it should be very crisp as Germany, is concerned. German application is concerned. It is maximum 750 words, so you can have a quick, short introduction of yourself, what you are, who you are, and what you have done, and what you are interested in doing. Then why Germany as a particular study destination? Because German universities are aware of the fact that Indian students do apply to English speaking countries. Then why Germany? Then why particular university amongst all 400 plus universities in Germany? And what are your professional goals, or what are your career goals once you complete the master's degree or a PhD degree from a German university? Where do you see as you as a working professional? So these are some pointers on the basis of which you can write an SOP. Of course, please do not copy paste it from someone else's SOP or somewhere from internet and so on and so forth. It should be very simple, in written in very simple language, no flowery language, nothing. So these are the some tips to write an SOP. And of course, if you wish to have some guidelines, then you can just drop an email to us. We'll be happy to share those guidelines with you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So I'll for sure remember that when I have my the engineering going to be like I'm done with my engineering with flying colors.
Yes.
So there are some points which you need to keep in mind when it comes to SOP. It came in my mind, and I've asked you about it. So now another question that our team has suggested is, with keeping in mind the sorting of technical and non-technical university, what other factors one should keep in mind while surfing through universities before finalizing his or her destination?
Yes, Abhaya, can you share your thoughts, and I will add to it.
Yes.
What was your mindset? What was your thought?
Yeah, correct. So the first thing which I would like to tell you is to be truthful to yourself and only choose the choice of program or the choice of course that you really would like to work in the future, maybe 50 years in your life forward. And it is really important to just maybe choose a course which you find related to your bachelor's as well, and maybe not pursuing something just because the course is offered by your TU or by your FH. It is also important that uh, maybe your future goals, for example, if you are wanting to pursue a PhD, maybe doing a research, or you simply want to work in some MNC. So these are the factors that I think you really need to consider before applying to a course. Maybe not because a friend of mine is pursuing so and so course in some university, so maybe I can go with that. I think being truthful to yourself is the key here, I would suggest.
Yeah.
Yes. So as apart from types of universities, as Abhaya mentioned, course content also plays an immensely important role while shortlisting the universities. And as I said, if you in the presentation also, if you are a research oriented person, then see the research wing of the university, but what kind of research is going on, what kind of research institutions are there, or collaborations, and so on and so forth. And if you're not interested in research but more hands-on industry experience, then what kind of industrial clusters? Because Germany, the whole Germany, the country is industrialized, and every German university has excellent industrial clusters. And if you find, for example, example, it's, let's say, for example, some XYZ university in Munich, let's say, is cooperating with, or they have industrial cluster with, say, BMW, or a University of Stuttgart has cluster with, let's say, Mercedes Benz. Then we say, okay, they are having cluster with Mercedes Benz, they are the best university. German university in Germany, SMEs is the backbone of German economy. So you don't even know the SMEs, the names are not so familiar or not popular, but they are world-class companies. So don't hesitate to study in a smaller city or smaller town as well. Rather, Germans do prefer learning in smaller cities and smaller towns, unlike us. So our mindset, in the sense, the way the institutions are spread and so on and so forth, so it is different in our country. It is not false, or it is not wrong, but it is in Germany they tend to study. And if you don't know, for example, let's say Paderborn, the city, so where it is situated, or no, then just see the university. Now see the course, and then you can certainly apply. Bielefeld, Fulda, Jena, these are not familiar names to us, but don't hesitate to apply.
So, Abhaya, I would also like to ask, what is the acceptance rate of your university?
Well, this is a very tough question to answer, but I think there are no such acceptance rate in my university personally to answer, because my university has got a strict rule of requirements which are there for applicants. For example, you need to have a particular language course, that is maybe A2 level of German, 6.5 bands of IELTS, and if you are fulfilling that much requirements, you are welcome in the university. So if you have that much requirements, if you are fulfilling the requirements, you can just get into the university. I mean, of course, there are other universities as well. For example, maybe other TU universities like TU Berlin or TUM, which are like greatest universities, like maybe in the first 100 of QS rankings. And these are the universities which are maybe very difficult to get into. They have a very less acceptance rate. But I mean, to answer personally, my university has not got that much hype in acceptance rate also.
Thank you so much. So moving on, as we know that most middle class families are hesitant to send their children away from their home. Well, and for especially for the foreign education thing, there are a lot of talks or taboos. I would say I would like to address them as taboos because when you come from a particular class of the society, so it's hard for them. It is hard for the student to make the family, the friends, not friends, family to understand, or the people around them to understand ki, okay, I want to go there and I'm very serious about it. So like, how can students deviate such mindset and convince their parents for global education? Because sometimes it's hard, even though you have such a beautiful, such a insightful, or such a supporting organization supporting you. You can ask them anytime, and then on the other hand, you have your parents back home trying to make you understand key. Think about it again. Think about it again. So there is a point of conflict for the student.
Yes.
So how a student should address that?
I guess Abhaya is in a better position to answer this question.
Please, Abhaya.
Yes, of course. I think a very funny side to this is that maybe you can ask your parents to attend a DAD seminar, so maybe their mind can get converted a little bit. But on a serious note, I think it is, I mean, truthfully, it can be difficult for parents to maybe send their kids abroad. I mean, especially for girls, it can be difficult. I mean, personally, I was lucky enough that my parents never hesitated me to send me abroad for anything. But there are families, like mostly middle class Indian families, who are hesitant. But I think if you are strong enough and brave enough, and if you maybe show your parents that no, I have got this aim, and maybe give them a clear picture of what your future goal is, of or maybe what your life is going to look like, or how your life is going to change after you pursue this course. So maybe they can just get a bit deviated, or maybe change their mind when they are seeing their child getting a brighter future. I mean, of course, it can be difficult, but Germany is not a poor thing or anything like that. I mean, of course, you can get so much benefits after studying in German universities. So it is always a plus point. So I think only it is a point of converting your parents' mindset, maybe. But once you do it, there are like golden results of that.
Yes, I would like to add over here, as Abhaya mentioned, our whenever we organize any bigger events, so these events are open for parents as well. So whatever doubts they have, we can clear them. Secondly, we have two networks in place as DAAD networks. One is of young ambassadors, and the other one is of research ambassadors. So young ambassadors, basically, these are students having Germany experience. So they are doing either bachelor, master, or PhD in Germany, or they have already finished and they're working professionals over there. So of course, for this is the experience sharing what Abhay is doing. It is the first hand experience you are getting. So that then parents also get confidence that, okay, my daughter or my son also can do, or we are also in a position to take that one step forward for the sake of my child's career. So and whenever there are any info events, so we tend to invite our YAs also. And the main part, what parents are basically concerned is, what after masters, what about job scenario, and such queries we try to clear with the parents and with the bigger audience when during our info sessions, or even our events also, that we invite industry experts to guide through how is the situation in Germany, what are the career options in and with Germany, and how to find a job, how to find an internships, and so some tips and do's and don'ts, and so on and so forth. So with that, actually, it does help parents to think as I mean Germany as the study destination, send their kids. And as Abhaya mentioned, of course, parents having daughter, they're more concerned about daughter's safety. And we have a pre-departure session, that is an orientation session, where we guide students about right from backpacking till what are the first steps to be taken in Germany. So there also we have some interactive sessions, some situations created, and that is also very nice. And there are also parents come and then they interact with us. So I mean, parents can then get they can change their mindset. It is safe. And wherever in every country there are certain areas, or in every city, that I mean, we recommend students not to go late night, not to travel late night if you are in a city. So these instructions we also give from our side. And there are Indian Students Association in Germany, very very strong, currently present in I guess 42 cities. So an Indian embassy and Indian consulates, they are also very supportive in our case.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, there are some things which you need to understand, like to your parents and everything, which also happens even if you're moving cities in India itself, you have to explain some things to your parents. So
Exactly.
that's their instinct. That's their
Yes.
instinct to deal with the situation.
Yes,
Which I respect. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So now also the question that popped into my head is we have a very different culture, a culture to celebrate, a culture to embrace the idea of diversity, which is very beautiful. So the other question I would like to put forward you is, what is the importance of cultural competency and cross-cultural communication? Because we are it again comes to the language thing, but also the language coming to culture. So like, what is the cross-cultural communication, and how can they mingle with our culture and we can mingle with their culture?
Yes, yes. I'll just say, and then Abhaya can add to it, because she's currently residing in Germany and she's experiencing that. Of course, cross-cultural communication is very, very important. In pre-departure session, that is our orientation session, we play some interesting videos, or show some interesting facts about German culture. For example, greeting everybody, or Germans are, for example, are very direct in comments. No, so I mean, it could hurt us, but it doesn't hurt German if you are in a seminar, or if your prof has given some assignment, and he or she is criticizing you. So these are small little cultural differences, and we also tell our students that you always have to remember that you are an ambassador of our country, of our culture. So you always have to be, I mean, keep that in mind, and behave accordingly in Germany. And I mean, on the other hand, you also should know our culture also in a good way, to answer the queries of the opposite person as well, because opposite person is of course curious to know about your culture, your traditions, customs, and so on and so forth. So you should also know your culture, I mean, the way you understand others culture as well. And while in language training, they also teach you the flavor, they give you some flavor of the cultural communication and cultural difference, and German culture, and so on and so forth. So it is very important to and this is a soft skill basically, and then it helps you to be successful in Germany as a working professional. Yeah, Abhaya, over to you.
Yeah, I think as Girija ma'am rightly mentioned that the first and foremost thing is to have a very good proficiency of the language, especially if you are residing in a small town like I do. It's like a very small town called Bukhausen, and the people there are like not very much fluent in German. And if you are trying to communicate with them in English, they'll say that no, get away. You'll have to talk with us in German. So that is also a thing which you'll have to consider, maybe because it can hurt us as Indians, because we'll say no, English is an international language, so what not. But believe me, they are very much proud of their own culture and their language. So one must not also try to offend their cultural difference while trying to bring our own thing into that. And also important by that side is try to mingle more with people, maybe go more out with Germans. I mean, I'm sure you all must be aware that Germans are very much fond of sports. They love going out for swimming, maybe especially in summers. So just try to get out there. And also there are many clubs in Germany, like I think 99.9% of Germans are maybe into some club. Mostly football clubs are very popular in Germany. So just try to get into the clubs, or maybe try to mingle more with people, and that will actually help you to maybe less a little bit about the cultural diversity that takes place. And I think it actually is not something which you can theoretically remember and go out. It can only be maybe carried out or done something when you are there in person. So
Absolutely.
it is very important to just.
Yes, yes. And to increase your network, to widen your horizons, it is very important, because if you keep mingling only with our students, for example, only then with from Maharashtra, or only from Pune, or only the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, so to say, no? So mingle with every other nationality, and you become rich basically when you get to know other people, their habits, and so on and so forth. It simply enriches your experiences, and make you, I mean, make richer as a person, develop you. Yes, Fruti.
Also, I would like to take in some a bit of advice for the accommodation facilities from Abhaya. Like,
Yeah.
was it easy, like, to get the accommodation facility?
Yes, I think I would.
And keeping the monetary side in the mind, in the keeping the monetary side of the coin inside your mind. Was it easy for you to get that accommodation facility?
Yes, I think I was very lucky enough to find accommodation right after I received my admit from the university. But I think it is also a very popular saying in Germany that it is easier to get admission in university, but it is not easier to find an accommodation. So it can be tough, especially if you are living in big cities. There are so many things that you need to consider. For example, the cost of living can also vary. You need to consider the distance from your home to your university. Also, there are other prospects, like maybe you'll want to have a supermarket near your home so that you can buy anything that you want. So these are also the things that need to be considered. But here I would like to give a small tip that as soon as you receive admission or maybe an offer letter, you should immediately start searching for accommodation because it can be at times difficult and you don't want last minute hassles. For example, if you are already if you have already booked a flight and you still don't have an accommodation, so you'll have to have maybe spend 1 or 2 weeks in an hotel or Airbnb and then just go forward with finding accommodation. So that can be a little bit tough. And also, it's not just about accommodation. I think your place of address plays also a very important role. For example, Germany is not an online system basically, so everything works via mail. So your accommodation will have a mail system wherein all of your documents, official documents, for example, your bank accounts, your SIM cards will get delivered. So it's not just about accommodation; it's about getting settled in a new place, and you don't want hassles when you are already apart from your family, when you are out of your comfort zone. You want to have a room wherein you can feel home, and it's really important.
Please.
So I think it's really important to find it beforehand. And I think Germany also offers Student in Wohnheim. It's like a government organization that offers student accommodations to working professionals or also students. So it's really important to get in touch with the university. Maybe they will also help you. And but the waiting time is also more, maybe 1 or 2 semesters for Student in Wohnheim. And if not, you can go for private accommodations, but there also the cost of living can be a bit more. For example, in South Germany, the cost of living is a bit more compared to North Germany. So these are all the things that you need to consider, but the better thing is to start finding as soon as possible.
So thank you so much, Abhaya. That was actually helpful. So I would like to ask I would like to ask for the last piece of advice that you would like to give, Abhaya ma'am and Girija ma'am, you also. What's the last piece of advice you would like to give the students here and students who will be watching this on YouTube, because we have people watching our live streams again and again. So what would be the last piece of advice for the student from your side?
Yes, believe in yourself, be confident about it, and it should be clear to you what would you like to do in Germany and later on in your professional career. Accordingly, do take efforts, do your homework and opt for the right course and right university, and then sky's the limit. Nobody can refrain you from progressing. So, and of course we are there to help you out on every footstep. Thank you.
Abhaya, you would like to add something into that?
Yes, I think it's really important to believe in yourself and maybe think of what you actually want to do. Maybe find a very good course that you are really interested into and maybe just go with that. I think there are many people who would suggest that why should you go to abroad when there are so many wonderful universities in India. I mean, I have had personally teachers saying that why are you going when we are having IITs and IIMs in India? So why are you actually choosing Germany even? When people nowadays have a hype for US universities or maybe universities in UK. So you should actually have a very straightforward mind of what you actually want to do, and there are many other things that also you need to consider. For example, the cost of living. Maybe it's not just about studying, it's also about the future things that you need to consider. Maybe you would like to come back to your home country, maybe start a business or something like that. So these are also the things that you need to consider overall before applying. And it's not just a mandatory thing that you need to do. If you are really interested in studying that, you should just go for it. And like, there are no hassles in that. Thank you.
Sure thing. Thank you so much. So I'd like to officially close this session. if you give me the permission.
Yes.
So we have had the privilege of hearing firsthand the determination, perseverance, and the strategic approach which is required. You guided us through that. Both of you guided us through that, and the strategic approach can pave the way for international education, and it's basically an adventure. For everyone who wants to study abroad or who is dreaming to study abroad. So Miss Joshi and Miss Arak has illuminated the path for many aspiring students who dream of expanding their horizons and gaining a world-class education. We are indeed very grateful to have this interaction with you, ma'ams. And we got good insight of global education. Whatever there were doubts of the accommodation facilities, there were doubt of the language barrier, and even the cultural difference, because basically when you're growing in India, you have this everything, like, the lights, the festive, the colors and everything. So it was basically, there were a lot of barriers and there were questions about it. And thank you so much for clearing those. And on behalf of our entire Saturday 10am team, we would like to thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Abhaya, for sparing your valuable time and interacting with our students. And just a second. I would like to extend my gratitude to our Dr. R.S. Gaur, our faculty, R.S. Gaur, who is the Dean of NMIMS MPSTME Shirpur. Thank you so much for joining us today. And our faculty mentor, Harshal Kotwal sir, for their constant support and guidance. Lastly, we would also like to thank all the wonderful partners us today and making this a successful session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So I would like to also thank from my side NMIMS Shirpur for giving us an opportunity to present about study opportunities in Germany. And a big thanks goes to Dr. Sushilendra Desai, who actually gave green signal in no time, and of course Professor Kotwal and your students team and your participants, and last but not the least Abhaya, who is on holidays actually in India and who agreed on one WhatsApp message or one call to participate in the session. So thank you everyone for making this session memorable. Thank you. Bye. Have a great day ahead.
So much.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Have a great Saturday.
Yeah.
Have
Bye.
a great weekend.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.